most female engineers don't actually hate engineering. They hate the life that it's created for them, or lack thereof, shall we say. So it's so interesting because whenever you go into engineering, I used to be a corporate engineer making six figures in the oil and gas industry. I did that for a few years, got my bachelor's degree, got my master's degree, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. Thankfully, I was on scholarship, becoming an engineer, and many, many years of my life, only to get there and be like, wait, this kind of sucks. So if you are an engineer, you probably feel that. And it was so interesting because at the time, like, I'm 31, so I very much grew up in the millennial boss babe era. There was a big push for women to go into STEM, and don't get me wrong, I actually love STEM. I don't even dislike engineering. It's just the fact that as women, we were taught that we can do anything, which is great, but that also led us to going into careers and fields that we didn't actually want to go in. It was almost like proving that we could. Proving like, yeah, I'm as good as everyone else, so I can do it, which, once again, you are as good as everyone else, but what do you actually want to do? That was the question that was never asked to us. It was, what can we do to look good and be good, not what do you actually want to do? And that's why there is a big old crisis right now for female engineers being like, I don't want to do this. I want to create a life of freedom. I want to create a life where I get to travel and I get to live life and I get to have babies and I get to also do really cool things in the world and push the world forward in a way that makes me feel full and soulful and joyful. So I'm reading like none of my notes. It's just me ranting at this point. But that is not what we were ever taught. And it's so funny because now I am a real estate investor. I'm actually in Italy right now. I'm on my balcony in Italy. And I do meaningful work. Like, I love the work that I do where I teach women, teach engineers, doctors, lawyers, women in tech to buy investment properties and create a life of freedom. Like, we literally just had someone join yesterday who is a dentist who loves to travel and is just kind of feeling a little like it's not even that she hates her job. She actually enjoys her job, but she's like, I'm working way too much. My time is not my own, and I want to travel more and I want to create more options for myself. So that is really what it's all about. And it's like the work that I'm doing now is so much more fulfilling. And not to say the engineering work isn't, but like for me in my soul contract, it wasn't. You know what I mean? But okay, so a lot of high achieving women are living lives that look incredible on paper, right? Everyone is so proud of them. Mom and dad is proud of you. Your friends are proud of you. Everyone's proud of you, but you hate your life. And it gets to this point of, why are we living lives that we don't actually like, where it looks good on paper, but when you think about your day to day and you think about how you're living, you feel like you're dying a little inside, you know? And this is where I say the issue isn't necessarily even the job. It's the lack of options, the lack of freedom, and the fact that you've optimized your life for achievement and not for actual fulfillment. Okay? So it's so funny because right now I'm in Italy, and I just remember like 5 years ago, I would dream about spending 3 months in Italy. I would dream about bringing my dog. My dog is literally sitting over there right now, to Europe, and just being able to go whenever I wanted to. And like, this is the life that I live now, but I was so intentional about how I created it every step of the way. Okay. So I want to talk about the golden handcuffs. Now, we all understand the golden handcuffs, right? Like, you get a good paying job where, it pays well enough and it pays your expenses. And so now you have this giant fear around losing it, right? And so female engineers, doctors, lawyers, women in tech, we're generally like the responsible daughter, right? We are the responsible daughter. We did everything right. We got good grades in school. We did all the things. And achievement, being able to achieve, becomes our entire identity. That is how we value ourselves, is our ability to achieve. And so letting go of this thing, right, that we spent so long trying to prove that we could achieve, to show that we were good enough, the idea of letting that go is terrifying, right? Absolutely terrifying. But when this happens, your worth becomes tied to your productivity, your intelligence, your salary, titles, and external validation. External, not internal, external validation. And you don't ask yourself, what do I actually want? What do I want for myself? What do I want for my life? How do I actually want to live this life? You're only asking what makes sense. You're only asking what sounds impressive. You're only asking what sounds stable, right? And a lot of women don't actually realize that they fully outsourced their life decisions and their power to fear, to culture, to other people's opinions and expectations too. Okay? And this can be really hard, especially if you are someone where your family depends on you, where you were either the firstborn or you were just like the smartest, like from a scholastic point of view, person in your family. Especially if you come from an immigrant background or anything like that, your parents, they love you and your family loves you, but they may project fear onto you. And the people in your life, your friends, everyone may project fear onto you, right? And so women tend to be taught that choosing themselves is actually selfish, which is it's not, okay? As someone who has broken down so many of those stereotypes, and now I truly do live for myself, and it doesn't mean I don't take care of people. I love taking care of people. I love providing for people. I love helping people out, but also being able to put myself first, because if you don't put yourself first, you cannot give to others, right? Like you can't give in the same way that you want to give. So this is why, and a lot of people think that this is a job problem, especially if they're living a life where they don't like their job, they feel like they're working too much, all of this stuff. They think it's a job problem. But I will tell you this now. If you are feeling like this, any job you have, you're going to feel the exact same way. You're going to feel the exact same way because you probably will get to this point where you're just frustrated. You're frustrated by random rules. You're frustrated by random constraints. You're frustrated that you still don't have a full say over your time, over your schedule. You're just going to be frustrated. You think that a new company or a new title or more PTO or a higher salary will fix things, but it won't. As someone who, when I quit my corporate job, I actually took another job part-time where I was basically working full-time hours as a project manager. And it was fine at first. It was like a good shift from my corporate engineering job. But even with that, at some point, I was like, I don't think I could do this forever either. Like, I don't think I could just be told what to do. I just like to have freedom over my time, freedom over my energy, freedom over like where I feel like traveling for the week or for the month or my year, Because the problem isn't the job, it's that you still need permission to live. It's that your calendar still belongs to someone else, is that your location still belongs to someone else, and that your freedom is still dependent on your employment, okay? That is why I got into real estate investing. That is why I started buying properties, because I did not want anyone to tell me I couldn't go do whatever the heck it is that I wanted to do, that I couldn't go travel the world, that I couldn't go, like, spend months in Italy, or I just got back from 6 weeks in Costa Rica. I wanted full control over my time, over my energy, and over my day. So, as I was saying before, I used to have a $130,000 engineering salary, okay? I was able to leverage that salary to start buying investment properties. I started with a duplex in New Orleans, and then I bought a couple properties in Virginia, and then I bought properties in Colorado. And I actually go through my whole entire story in my free masterclass. If you haven't already checked that out, go to oliviatati.com/free class. You can go ahead and check that out there. But I realized that my investment properties could actually cover my living expenses. I was like, wait a minute, there's something here to this. If I am not dependent on my corporate job to actually pay for my living expenses and I create something else that covers it instead, then I can approach my job from power, right? Like instead of having my tail tucked behind my legs, between my legs, whatever the quote is, I could actually have control and power. Because the hardest part that people have is they're like, well, I need money to survive. Yes, obviously. We all need money to survive. We need money to buy the things we want to buy. Need money to pay our bills. We need all of that. But creating alternate streams of income, especially if you're someone where it's like you don't really know, like maybe you've been thinking about entrepreneurship, but you don't really 100% know what you want to do, start with real estate. Start with buying a property. You can house hack. You can buy short-term rentals. You can like literally save 100K in taxes or a lot of money in taxes year one by buying a short-term rental each year. Okay. And there are different ways that you can do that. And I actually go through all of those strategies in Wanderlust Wealth Academy. That's my 6-month mentorship program. If you're interested in that, I am actually running a special deal this week. It's going to end on Friday. So you literally have to sign up like today, Wednesday, or Friday, to get the special Italy deal, because I just touched down in Italy and I am feeling fabulous. I'm feeling flaunty. I'm feeling fabulous. I'm like, let's run a deal. Well, so go to oliviatati.com/WWA or message me on Instagram at the Olivia Tati. Message me on Instagram saying that you're interested in joining WWA, because we're going to have 5 spots open until Friday for engineers, doctors, lawyers, women in tech, people who are wanting to get started investing in real estate. And so, what was I saying before? But yeah, so learning how to buy properties helps create other streams of income for you so that you can go part-time in your job. Or if you want to, you can quit fully, or you can find another job, or you can take a break for the year and just go bop around and travel and do whatever and not have this like end point because you're running out of money. Like the money always continuously gets to flow. Like right now, I even have, so I live in like a large, it's kind of like a duplex in Colorado. The main house is rented out as a short-term rental, and then my unit is where I live, which is much smaller. It's a 2-bedroom. That one I just rented out to a couple of monthly renters while I'm gone. I'm going to be gone for 3 months, and I got monthly renters for my unit, and the place is fully booked until the day that I get back, which is so fabulous. And it's just extra income in my pocket that I get to use and pay for bills and pay for my trip and pay for things. You know what I mean? And I think it's like, people think that as a real estate investor, you need to have hundreds and hundreds of doors. Look, let me tell you this. I did not become a real estate investor because I wanted to create a whole other horrid job for myself, managing hundreds and hundreds of properties that I didn't actually like or care about, right? I am going to be growing my real estate portfolio bigger over the years, but I'm doing it my way and doing it really fun and creatively, not the way that most people would do it, because that is just the way that I do life. And I want to create projects that I'm proud of and that I love and that bring me joy and energy and a lot of money. And that's the thing. It's like you get to create whatever life you want. That's kind of like the ethos around Wanderlust Wealth Academy and all of my programs, like my Leap Year Mastermind as well. But like the ethos around it is you get to build this your way. You get to build exactly what you want. You get to buy properties that pay for your lifestyle, right? And really getting clear on what do you want your life to look like in the next year, 5 years, 10 years, right? And so that's why, for example, in Wanderlust Wealth Academy, we literally have a whole section just on money and mindset and creating the life that you want, because what you want is going to be completely different from Joe Schmo wants and from what Rachel wants and from what Carolyn wants. Everyone has a different thing that they envision for their lives. And the thing that I think that most real estate investing either gurus or programs get wrong is they're like, this is the one strategy that works. And it's just not true. There are so many different strategies out there. Like, I will never be the one to tell you you can only follow this one way. The Wanderlust Wealth Academy way is doing the thing that is right for you. And so we help you get clear on what the right thing is actually for you. Okay? Because I feel like the traditional way is only, and don't get me wrong, we look at the spreadsheets and all of that, but the traditional way is just to find the market, the one market where you're gonna completely beat out the rest of the people. There is no one market, okay? All markets work. Every market can work. It's figuring out what works for you. It's looking at the resources that you have for yourself and making that actually work for you, okay? Because this is the thing that young women, young women, engineers, doctors, lawyers, women in tech are getting wrong. They're only thinking about the risk of getting into real estate investing, but they're not thinking about the risk of not doing so, the risk of staying, right? Because the risk of staying, not getting started investing in real estate, is you're going to hit a breaking point. Because I've seen this time and time again. You're going to hit a breaking point, and you're going to get to this point where you're like, screw it, I'm just going to quit. No backup, no anything. I'm done. I can't take it anymore. I cannot do this anymore. I'm done, right? And I've seen this time and time again. And what I always implore people is like, when you have the energy, when you can right now, go invest in real estate, go buy something, create other sources of income for you. Because when that time comes, when you are fed up and you're ready to leave and you want to take a sabbatical and you want to travel to Europe for 3 months, you have other sources of income coming in to cover your living expenses, to cover your trips, to give you more options to do life your way. Okay, that's it for today. So remember to reach out to me at the Olivia Tati on Instagram, or go to oliviatati.com/WWA. All the links are going to be below, to reach out about Wanderlust Wealth Academy. Remember, we are we're doing a special deal this week since I just landed in Italy and I'm here for the next 3 months. So message me, say either WWA or Italy, or just say, hey, I'm interested in WWA and I'm here for the Italy deal. Message me and we will chat. Cannot wait to talk to you soon.